Hi everyone, my name is Celine Nkongho and today I'll be presenting on China Classical Age and the Greek experience. First, I'm going to start by what makes a great society. Some of the points include good political organization and stability, good leadership, accessible transportation, economic stability such as trade, agriculture and housing, high rate of employment and equal opportunities, affordable education, strong military system, affordable health care, equal rights to religion practices, as well as easy communication. So now I'm going to start by talking about the similarities between classical China and the Greek experience. First, I'll talk about the leadership. Both China and Greek were ruled by kings and their cabinet members. In terms of agriculture, both of these societies practiced farming and they depended heavily on the farm produce for food. Agricultural produce excesses was sold in the market. In terms of trade, both societies practiced trade because trade was the main source of income. Religion, both societies were polytheists, they worshipped more than one god. Both classical China and Greek had great warriors who personally created their warring tools from bronze. Both societies built walls to protect themselves from their enemies. Now I'm going to be talking about differences between classical China and Greek experience achievement. First, I'll start with bronze metalworking. Under classical China, the Shang dynasty, Chinese gained mastery of metalworking, especially bronze. Some of the bronze objects include cup, goblet steamers, and cauldrons that was used during the sacrificial ceremony. But in the Greek experience, military men purchased the bronze that they used to protect themselves during war. They did not make it by themselves. Secondly, I'm going to be talking about structural development. Under classical China was not densely urban. Most of their homes were built below ground level. In terms of structural development, Greek was extremely more advanced. The people of Polis erected temple altars, built public monuments, built palaces with over 100 interconnected rooms. Under Hellenistic societies, Greek built a cultural center with temple, theaters, and libraries, as well as a center for learning and amusement. The Ptolemaic kings established the largest library in the world. Now I'm going to be talking about trade and agriculture. In China, iron technology that was developed in Sui Dynasty promoted economic expansion. By 500 BCE, iron was widely used for both farm tools and weapons. Trade was frequently done across the state borders in goods such as furs, coppers, dates, hemp, salt, and horses. Great rulers welcomed traders, promoted the casting of coins to facilitate trade and promote prosperity. In terms of trade, China achieved very little during this era. But in Greek experience, trade and agriculture flourished much because the civilization was very urbanized. Alexander had conquered more kings, which expanded their territories. The Polis built a huge marketplace termed agora, where the farmers and merchants could sell their surpluses. During the reign of Alexander, Greek experienced an explosive growth in trade and commerce because Alexander spread Greek eastward to the new kingdom that he had conquered and created new markets. Romans were able to trade products and ideas in broad areas. In terms of development of writing, Chinese developed a script called logography. Words were represented by symbols and Writing was done on wood, bamboo, stick, and other perishable materials. Invention of writing had a great impact on Chinese culture and government. Due to writing, bureaucracy could keep records and correspond with commanders and governors far from palace. While under Greek experience, the Cretans began to use a writing in about 1900 BCE in a form that the scholar called Linear A script with hundreds of sounds believed to be pictographs and symbols. Palace scribes kept palace records using another form of writing called the Linear B. Linear B is believed to have used 200 ideographic and symbolic signs. In terms of military achievement, the Chinese developed the new technologies for war known as the crossbows around the 350 BCE. Crossbow allowed a foot soldiers to shoot farther than a horseman carrying a light bow. A skilled soldier with a powerful crossbow and a sharp was the match of 100 ordinary men. Greek experience under police government, hoplites wore bronze helmet, leather, and bronze body armor to protect themselves during war. Sparta becomes the leading ministry in Greek and conquered Messina of southern Peloponnese and turned them to harlots. Citizens achieved equal rights under the Sparta regime. Under the leadership of Alexander, Greece experienced a massive expansion because of Alexander's conquest of the many different kingdoms. They also experienced war victories that was led by Alexander. So now I'm going to be talking about criteria for great civilization. I personally think that a great civilization should have qualities that will make the citizen have a high standards of living. Some of these qualities include organized central government that oversees affairs of the nation, acceptance of different types of religion. People should be able to practice their religion without fear of death. Equal employment opportunity and education. Employment and pay should be based on academic qualification and not gender or race. Trade. A great civilization should be a one that promotes trade, both national and international, so that way they can boost their nation's economy. A great civilization should have an affordable healthcare system for all. Without that, the rate of death per year will be high in the nation. A great civilization should have a good transportation system in order to facilitate movement and trade. A great civilization should have a good communication system. These and more are the things are what I think are criteria for good civilization. Ways in which the 21st century's idea differ from the China and Greek. In this 21st century, women are allowed to own properties and inherit wealth from their parents. The 21st century have an education system for both men and women, not just men. In terms of trade, the 21st century have different trade routes through which goods and services produced can be transported, such as air, land, and sea. People in the 21st century have good homes, though not all good. We also have good communication system and a more advanced government systems. Arts and culture are portrayed in different forms, such as plays, drawings, and more. Thank you.